Sweet potatoes, beautiful, beautiful sweet potatoes. So many of you will know my sweet potatoes was an experiment for myself this year, something that I felt really uneasy doing because it's a tropical plant, but me being me, like a challenge. So thankfully my challenge has paid off up to this point. What I have done with my sweet potatoes is I've kept them in my greenhouse. So I've grown them in my greenhouse from the sweet potato into slips until they're rooted, and then I put them in my potato bucket, and they have gradually got very, very bushy to the point where they're starting to grow on some of the other things that I have in my greenhouse. So on with the maintenance of the sweet potatoes, I had to purchase some more 6-foot canes because I've used all the ones that I have, and I placed one cane per plant into the bucket at an angle, directing it towards the middle. I then placed the hoop, with has multiple different holes in it, different sizes for your canes, onto the top in a teepee fashion. So it wasn't the easiest thing to get through the holes. Some of the canes had quite big, what I call knots in them, as they go down the cane. So some of them I really had to squeeze really hard to get them in. So anyone with good strong hands would do this really easily, but I did struggle a little bit. But I find using these rather than string a lot more secure for my poles. And not only that, is if I do decide to put this outside and not keep it in the greenhouse, the birds in my garden are so naughty. They bite through so much of my string in the garden. It's unreal. Literally, I watch them holding on to the string with their feet, pecking through string. So that's why I purchased these from Shein, as I thought I will give them a try, see how I get on. And that is actually my last one, so I do need to order some more for next year, so I've got some in supply, because I'd like to do a lot of sweet potatoes next year, because it's something that I really like to put in a lot of my food. So saving money, and not just saving money, half the time when you go to the supermarkets, the sweet potatoes are not in great condition. They're small and they're hard, and you end up clearing off half of the potato before you've even got any good sweet potato. So finally, wrapping all the leaves around the canes, and another reason why I'm doing this is because it helps with the airflow. All of these leaves just sat on top of the soil is just asking for disease. So having all of the larger leaves, and some of them were over 6 foot tall, going up the canes, was the best thing I could do for my sweet potato plant, because it is very humid in the greenhouse. I'm doing my voiceover today because on the video you can see me talking through it. I had a cold and I sounded so awful, and you can't really get a lot of what I'm saying because I sounded, well, heavy breathing and coughing and all the rest. So I thought I'd save you all of that and do a little voiceover for you. So you'll have to excuse my mouth going 10 to a dozen in the video, trying to explain what I was doing. Just one of the little tips that I was explaining to you: when you're wrapping anything around a cane, usually if it's sliding down or not wanting to stay up in the direction you're trying to wrap it, if you rub the actual plant itself while you're wrapping it around the cane, it will actually hold. It naturally will bend into the direction that you want. There's a little tip for you: rather than you having to put cable ties and bits of string on, if you give it a rub, 9 times out of 10 it will actually stay up by itself, and then it will just continue to grow in that direction, or grab hold of the next pole and then grow up that direction. I definitely have a very, very healthy looking sweet potato here, and I hope it continues to stay healthy. If you like my videos, please like and subscribe. I am absolutely loving watching YouTube and everybody's videos on here. Thank you for watching.